Hey guys, it's Poochie, and today we're going to talk about reseller advice that makes me cringe. After years in the reselling world, over 28 selling on eBay, as a matter of fact, watching trends rise and fall, platforms change rules mid-game, and advice cycle endlessly, there's a category of reseller wisdom that doesn't just miss the mark, it actively makes things worse. It sounds smart, it looks good in a thumbnail, it gets likes, comments, and nods of agreement, and yet, in the real world, it quietly drains money, time, and sanity, and creates burnout factor. So this is the advice that makes me cringe. Reselling is passive income. Let's start with the biggest myth of all. Reselling is many things. Flexible, scalable, creative, but passive is not one of them. Passive income implies you can step away while the money keeps flowing. Reselling requires sourcing, cleaning, photographing, listing, packing, shipping, customer service, returns, accounting, and constant platform adaptation, because the platforms continually change what we can do. Calling it passive sets people up for disappointment immediately. It attracts beginners who think they'll list a few items and wake up richer. And when reality hits, they burn out fast and assume they failed, when really they were sold a lie. List everything you touch. So this advice sounds productive, but it's often reckless. Yes, you can list almost anything. That doesn't mean you should. Low value, slow moving inventory eats storage space, mental energy, and time. It clutters your store and drags down momentum. The cringe part? Well, this advice is often given without context. No mention of sell-through rate, storage cost, opportunity cost, or time value. Listing junk for the sake of activity isn't a business strategy, it's busy work dressed up as discipline. Here's one I just did a video of. Free shipping always wins. Yeah, this one refuses to die. Free shipping is not free, it's prepaid. When sellers blindly absorb shipping costs, they quietly erase profit margins, especially on heavier or lower priced items. Add rate increases, dimensional weight changes, if it's an odd size package or a large package, and buyer returns, and suddenly that free label becomes pretty expensive. The worst part is how confidently this advice is repeated, even when the math doesn't support it. Shipping strategy should depend on category, weight, buyer psychology, and competition, not slogans. Lower your price and it'll sell faster. Often true, sometimes true, often destructive. Racing to the bottom teaches buyers to wait you out. It also trains sellers to undervalue their time and inventory. I hate when I see a Polo Ralph Lauren shirt for under $2. Why? Why are you doing that? That's killing all the other resellers. That kills the value. Don't do that. Not everything sells because it's cheap. Many things sell because they're right for the buyer at the right moment. Price drops without data are emotional reactions, not strategy. When advice skips over market research, demand cycles, and patience, it turns pricing into panic. If it's not selling, you're doing something wrong. Okay, so this one sounds motivational, but it's actually demoralizing. Some items take time, some markets cool temporarily, some buyers only appear once every few months. Not every unsold item is a personal failure or an algorithm punishment. This advice creates unnecessary self-blame and constant tinkering. Rewriting listings that are already fine, relisting perfectly good inventory, or assuming the platform is broken because one item hasn't moved yet or 10 items haven't moved yet. Sometimes the best move is just to wait. You have to be everywhere. Oh, okay, this is one too. eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Whatnot, Shopify, Amazon, TikTok Shop, Instagram, YouTube. Nope, nope, nope. The advice to be everywhere ignores a basic truth. Focus scales better than fragmentation. So what does that mean? Every platform has its own rules, fees, culture, and also learning curve. Trying to master all of them at once usually means mastering none of them really well. You understand? Expansion should come from strength, not fear of missing out. Otherwise, you're just multiplying stress. Hustle harder. Oh yeah. This one might be the cringiest of all. When reselling problems appear, low profits, slow sales, burnout, the default advice is often to work more, source more, list more, grind harder. But many reselling problems aren't solved by more effort. They're solved by better decisions, buying less but better, pricing smarter, choosing categories strategically, and protecting your time and energy. Hustle without direction isn't an ambition, it's erosion. And these guys that come on, hustle, you just have to hustle more, hustle more, hustle more. Not all resellers can do that, guys. So what that creates an unrealistic expectation for them. I mean, I can't list over 100 items a day. I can't physically do it. Sourcing and photographing and making the list. No, I can't do it. And still doing shipping and still leading a normal life. No. Watch what I'm doing and copy it. So this advice completely ignores context. Different regions, sourcing options, different capital levels, how much money you have to invest, storage space, risk tolerance, and life situations all matter. What works for one reseller might quietly fail for another. And copying without understanding why something works is how people lose money fast. Good advice teaches principles, not templates. Why this advice persists? So here's the uncomfortable truth, guys. A lot of reseller advice exists just to create content, not to build sustainable businesses. Simple, absolute statements perform well online. Nuance doesn't. It depends doesn't go viral. Here's the math doesn't fit in a thumbnail. So bad advice spreads, not because it's effective, but because it's easy. And here's what actually helps instead. The advice that rarely trends but actually works looks like this. Track your time as closely as your money, because I'll tell you something, guys, I always say this, your time is your most valuable asset, and you cannot buy more. Know your sell-through rate before you buy. That's one too. We sell a lot of vintage t-shirts, so we go for more higher profit items that take longer to sell. Build systems that reduce decisions, not add them. Choose boring consistency over flashy wins. You hear that, guys? You want the bread and butter. You want to get singles. You don't want to always aim for home runs, okay? Optimize for peace in your life, not just profit. It's quieter, less exciting, and let me tell you something, guys, it is far more sustainable. Here's a final thought. If reseller advice makes everything sound easy, fast, or universal, be skeptical. Real reselling is personal, contextual, and often unglamorous. The goal isn't to hustle forever or follow every trend. It's to build something that still works when the excitement wears off. And if advice makes you feel stressed, behind, or constantly wrong, it might not be for you. It might be the advice. I hope this video helped, guys. If it did, click the like button. Make sure you leave us a comment to tell me what you think about this video, and subscribe so you won't miss out on any future videos like this. I'm Poochie. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.